fully yellow loadout for CS2, and I'm going for the absolute best one, so some skins in the video are going to be cheap and others are going to be expensive. Ultimately my goal is to get the best one regardless of the price. For the M41S it has to be the golden coil. It's kinda gold, but it is also mostly yellow depending on the lighting on the map, and you can get the field tested version which looks pretty clean for about $50. For the Glock there's actually a few choices, but my favorite one in terms of price quality has to be the Ramses Reach, which in minimum wear will cost you about $8.1, so it is not that expensive. And then for the Deco it is a harder one as there aren't many yellow ones to choose from, but the bronze Deco is the closest I could find to yellow, and it is also super cheap as the factory new version is going for about 35 cents. And then the Mach 10 gold brick, which is a super easy choice. There's like 3 or 4 yellow skins for this one, but this is hands down the best pick here. Despite being called gold brick, I think it's more of a yellow than it is a gold, but it is pretty expensive as the minimum wear costs around $41, so if you want something cheaper, just go and get the Stalker. This video was sponsored by Skins Monkey, which is a trading platform where you can trade your old rusty CS2 skins for some new shiny ones in seconds. You just select the skins that you want to trade and the ones that you want to get. You click trade and it's done. If you use my code OZNI on the website, you get a bonus of up to $5 for free and a 35% bonus when buying balance. They also host giveaways in the freebies page, and link to Skins Monkey is in the description. For the 5.7 I chose the Monkey Business, and the fun fact is that the best condition that this skin can be in is minimal wear, but I went with a low float field tested as it looks almost identical and it is much cheaper. This one costs around $2.1. And then the M44 Buzz Kill, which is hands down the best pick here. It is yellow and it is also great for sticker combos. You can get the minimal wear version for around $10. And for the MP9 there is quite literally only one option that is very expensive, and it is the Bulldozer, which costs around $175 in minimum wear. And speaking of which, we also have the SG Bulldozer, which is $120 in minimum wear, so I don't think it is worth it at all. And lastly, we also have the Mach 7 Bulldozer, which is going for around $16 in minimum wear, so this one is way more affordable. The AK is one of the easiest picks of the video. The fuel injector has to be it, but it is pretty expensive. You can get the field tested version, which is pretty clean, for around $140, but if you want something cheaper, just get the Legion of Anubis, which I know isn't fully yellow, but it has a lot of yellow. And speaking of which, the Tech 9 is also a very easy pick. It has to be the fuel injector as well, and this one is very cheap too. You can even add yellow stickers to it, but the minimum wear version goes for about $5.2. And for the Galo, you can either get the Caution or the Chatterbox, but I prefer the Caution. A tip here is getting the souvenir version and just scratch the stickers off if you don't want them, as they are much cheaper. This one goes for about $21 in minimum wear, and if you get the non-souvenir version it will cost you over $40. The USP Jawbreak isn't fully yellow, but it has a lot of yellow, and honestly there isn't any fully yellow USP. This one costs $9.3, but you could also go for the Torque if you want something cheaper. For the Famas there's a commemoration, but it's more gold than it is yellow, so I chose the Neural Net, which only costs $1 in minimum wear and it is as yellow as it gets. And then the P250 Wingshot, which is a very easy pick. It looks great and it's yellow, and it is also very cheap, as you can get this one that I'm showing, which is the minimal wear, for about $2. And when it comes to the op, I mean, you can't argue that the Dragon Lore is the best choice, especially as there aren't many yellow ops, but it is very expensive, so if you want a cheap one, the Phobos is probably your best choice, but it is not nearly as yellow. But the problem is that there aren't many to choose from. And for the knife and glove combo, I'll give you 2 combos, an expensive one and a cheap one as well. For the expensive one we have the Butterfly Lore with the sport gloves Arid, and the knife is factory new. The gloves here are minimal wear, and this combo looks absolutely amazing, but obviously it is very expensive. So if you want a cheaper one, I went with the Huntsman Lore in minimal wear with the Broken Fang gloves yellow banded in field tested. This combo is much cheaper and it costs around $296, and for the price I think it's actually really good. Let me know what you guys would change in this loadout. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel for daily CS2 content.